I love riding my bike with my kids. Now, what does that have to do with prednisone side effects, right? You might be wondering, Dr. Megan, you're the prednisone pharmacist. Why are you talking about riding bikes? Well, because riding my bike with my kids is a lot like taking prednisone. And how could that be? Well, it's because we have a tradition. Every year on the last day of school, we ride our bikes home from school and we stop by an ice cream shop on the way home. And we get ice cream and we enjoy it on that hot last day of school. And this last school year, on the last day of school, I tried to be that fun mom who allowed the children to have this tradition of eating ice cream and riding bikes home. But as I was riding my bike to the school to join the children on the ride home, I ignored something important. You might call it a mistake that veteran riders would say, don't ever make this mistake. And this mistake was that my tires were a little flat. If you pushed on them, they weren't quite hard, right? I hadn't measured the PSI. I didn't know for sure precisely how many pounds per square inch my tires were. I hadn't paid that close of attention. I had just been in a hurry to get to the school in time to meet my children to do something fun. I'd cut corners where I shouldn't have cut corners. So I successfully rode my bike to the school, and then right a half a block before I got to the school, you can see what's happening, right? I got a flat. My tire was totally flat. My children pulled up next to me on their bicycles wondering, Mommy, what are we going to do now? You have a flat. And so I had a handy dandy lightweight pump, pulled it out, started pumping, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it to latch on and work properly. Luckily, there was one of the school teachers nearby, a male. He was able to help me. Got his man strength in there, pumped it. And he worked so hard pumping it, and he shoved that little pokey part out. I don't even know what it's called, where you screw on the pump. And he shoved it out so that the pump would hold on and actually work, because that little handy dandy pump didn't work that well, right? And so he pumped, and it was wonderful. I was set for about 10 yards. And then suddenly my tire went completely flat, just completely gone. So what do you do when you've worked so hard to get so far with 5 little kids in tow behind you on their own bikes and some in the trailer behind me? Well, I walked my bike to the ice cream shop, and I had to get my bike tire replaced. That fun, wonderful day was suddenly not fun or wonderful because I had ignored the easiest sign. I had just passed it by. Did I know better? Probably. I probably should have taken the precautions and done what I was supposed to and pump up my bike before I left, instead of riding on a nearly flat tire and making it pop, because that's essentially what happened. There was a really big tear, and it was impossible to just pump it back up. So this is just like taking prednisone. Some of the side effects are obvious, like moon face, it's hard to miss. And others are hidden. You can't feel them happening until it's too late and it's like your tire popped. So what are those mistakes you might be making that maybe you know better, maybe you don't? Maybe a veteran would know, but maybe somebody who's new wouldn't know. I knew better when it came to those tires, but I was just in a hurry. And I know we're just all in a hurry. We're just trying to get by. We're just trying to survive on prednisone. So if you're wondering what that might be, I invite you to take my quiz. It's, what is your number one prednisone mistake? because taking prednisone is as much an art as it is a science. And there are mistakes that you might be making you don't even know about. So I invite you to take my quiz, find out what your mistake is. That way, you don't have to be foolish like me, who made a typical rookie mistake while riding my bike with my kids. And it ruined what should have been a happy day. I want you to have the best experience ever while taking prednisone. I know that sounds impossible because taking prednisone is miserable, but let's make it as the least amount of miserable possible, right? Let's make it as positive of an experience as we possibly can. So take my quiz, the link is down below, and you can find out exactly what your number one prednisone mistake is. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.